Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another performance enhancing podcast, or pep talk as we like to call them, with your host, Elon Ferdman. About to delve into part 2 of our beer talk, which I believe is beer talk 11. And this is celebrating our 5-year anniversary. So I hope you got to listen to part 1. In this part, something incredible happened, and we share about it. Just an amazing experience of life. It's so funny. We wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the surrender experience. Or experiment, I should say, the book. And an event happened in the middle of us recording this that was just too perfect to pass up. So stay tuned for that. That was really cool. We talk about, obviously, the power of the surrender experiment and how that's been showing up in our lives, and recently with the rebrand and what's happening in our company. We also talk about a meditation challenge, which we're taking out of our Just Have It All community, which we have our group coaching community, which if you don't know about, you can find out about at youwillhaveitall.com about how to register for that. And what we've done recently in there is done a 30-day meditation challenge, which is now turning into a 100-day meditation challenge because people are just so gaga about it. And we kind of wanted to open it up to you, the public, our listeners, people that aren't necessarily in the coaching groups with us. So you can find out more about how to do that. And finally, we're going to talk to you guys about this upcoming live event of ours in early November. November 3rd it starts, goes through the 5th in San Diego, which we'd love to have you guys there. So again, if you want to find out more about that, you can just go to youwillhaveitall.com/live. And the big announcement, if you haven't heard it, the event is actually free for you to attend, which is crazy, I know. But we figured 5-year anniversary, why the fuck not? So hope you guys enjoy this little beer talk that we put on without beer, and looking forward to having you in our groups and in our events here in the near future. Have an amazing day.
Yeah, interesting. So I want to give you guys an example of this and kind of my mindset now. So I've held in high regard the health of my teeth for a long time. I might as well talk about this, right? So for almost 33 years, I've never had a cavity. I've never had to do any dental work. I've never had braces, and I'm just genetically predispositioned to have really good teeth. And that's always been a badge of honor. So I go out to dinner on a Sunday night and have just paella. So right here, there's going to be a small edit in this video. I'm going to tell you my story, but then we're going to tell you what just happened that made this edit happen. So I go out to this dinner. Something gets lodged in my tooth that I can't feel, and I bite just kind of not a high pressure, but just regular bite, and I hear this pop, and immediately I know that my tooth has been either decimated or split in half or something in some way, and I could feel, without getting into too many of the gruesome details, I could feel that the part of the tooth is quite loose and creating a lot of pain for me. So I'm sitting there, this person I adore, after this beautiful day, blah blah blah, and that's what allowing is all about. So I'm just no judgment. The tooth cracked. Don't have a say about that. It's already cracked. So I'm okay, well, I'm going to keep enjoying my day, right? Whatever. And I'm okay, well, what are actions consistent that I would take right now? Do I need to get a tooth fixed right now? I'm kind of feeling, I can live with this discomfort for at least another 12 hours. So I decide that I'm not going to do too much about it until tomorrow morning, call a dentist, or leave a voicemail to the dentist. And I had the option to get emergency care. And I'm it's just Sunday night too. He wants to relax. I'm not going to do that to him. So anyway, the rest of the night goes on, wake up first thing in the morning, already have a voicemail from them, and there's just space for me to come in, which is super unusual. If you know, dentist office, you're always putting stuff in, they have to work you in. They're no, morning's open, come in whenever you want. Great, okay? Come in there, I don't wait a second, they're hey guy, they know me by name, because I was in there a few months ago, sit me down at the table, super empathetic for the whole situation, and I'm certain from my point of view that they can fix this, and I'm done for the day, because that's what I created. So I sit down, and he goes, tooth has got to come out. I'm oh, it's got to come out, huh? And here, my only upset is that I've spent 33 years without having any dental work done, and it's my badge of honor, and I'm shit, actual dental work is going to be done. This is a little bit sad. And that was it. The rest of it, I'm all right, the tooth is a tooth, it's coming out, blah, 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 and there's a gaping hole. So now I got to refer you to an oral surgeon. They can't do that in-house. Great. Okay, so when's that going to happen? All right, we'll make a phone call. Under 2 hours, I can be at the oral surgeon. Guys, this is unprecedented stuff. This kind of shit doesn't happen. So I'm like, great. So I look at my watch. I'm like, oh, I have an hour and a half. And we're going on a trip to Ibiza. I'm in New York right now, obviously, but trip to Ibiza. And I wanted to buy new clothes like all week long, and there was no opportunity to buy the clothes. And I'm like, that's perfect. That's exactly how much time I need to go to the places I want. And then I go to surgery, and I go to the surgery, and just by allowing, I'm just in a good mood. Like there's no alteration to my mood state, to how I'm being, to how I'm showing up. My commitment is still present. And again, like my commitment is, I'm going to make people feel good. They're going to leave this conversation better than I found them. So I walk in and I'm like the life of the party at this little like oral surgeon place, to the point where like I'm sitting in the doctor's office like this, and like every employee's walking in to have like a conversation with me, and I literally got to interact with every single person that worked in this office, and I was like, just keep sending in the service. Like I was having such a good time with them, and then like get into these passion-based conversations with these young guys and like all this kind of stuff. And now they start telling me about all the things that can go wrong, and you're signing off like on a million things. So just so you guys know, I had the surgery about 24 hours ago. Outside of it feeling a little bit awkward, that's about all I've had to deal with. I'm already off painkillers completely. Outside of just taking antibiotics and like rinsing my mouth to make sure there's no infection, done. They told me that there was going to be swelling, like lots of it. Keep icing, no swelling. All these different things, right? And swelling for me is you're resisting something, so it's growing. No reaction, no swell. So I'm like, I won't swell. Like all that kind of stuff. And for me, it's just so in alignment with what I know about allowing for, to the point where like the doctor messaged me this morning. He's like, hey, how are you doing? Like on text. And I'm like, I'm doing great. Like I couldn't imagine feeling better given the circumstances. And that's it. So it's just amazing. Like I know that's so small, but it's really not. That's a really big thing. Like to have these pressure moments show up in your life and not to even micro react to them in a way that'll offset your day or how you interact with another human to make them feel bad because you don't feel well, or like to change your mood state or to have your business be impacted or any of that stuff to me. I was sitting there going like, when did this happen to me? That I became this person who can deal with shit without freaking the fuck out.
And you didn't mention that you had to get on a plane at 9 p.m. that night.
Right.
So you were in a time crunch, and last thing you want, I don't know about you guys, but is to show up to Ibiza, Spain,
toothless.
Not even toothless, like with half a tooth or a cracked tooth or God forbid what. Amazing.
So that's amazing. But okay, so now
hold on, can I tell them the story? What just happened? So the whole thing is about flow and just being aware of messages. And when things happen, don't let them go unnoticed. Just use an opportunity. Everything is there to kind of guide you in some way if you're attuned to it. So guy was mid-sentence, maybe a sentence and a half past where that edit was. The phone rings and he goes to me, do you want to get that and just turn it off? And I said, you know what? We'll just let it ring out and we'll continue and I can edit it out. And during that time, I was just like, while the phone's ringing, let me go check on the camera. And I go to check on the camera, and the camera wrote something along the lines of, camera automatically stopped. And I'm like,
which doesn't happen.
Automatically stopped. This camera just keeps going. I didn't understand why. So he's like, oh man, did it record any of it? Did it record 2 minutes? If it recorded 2 minutes, let's just do this again tomorrow. Whatever. So I find the clip, I go to the end, and I'm not kidding you. It literally stopped a sentence and a half past where a guy picked up the story.
And then the phone rang. And that's the only reason why we stopped at that point. We would have recorded another like 30, 40 minutes here.
Yeah, we would have just sat here for at least another 30 minutes just recording. And so,
call it what you will. Like, you can say, wow, what a great coincidence. But our experience has been, that's not the case at all.
Here's what would have happened. What would have happened if I think I didn't have these glasses of take notice of everything that's happening? What would have happened is we would have gone back and then we would have been like, holy shit, that ringing of the phone was that thing. And instead, I mean, we're just cracking up. He's like, do we just stop and just tell him that story?
That's what just happened. So,
but that's life. It just, to me now, that's what I'm aware of.
Yeah.
And I'll for those of you guys that are impatient, these two guys are very impatient. I would say, my mom asked me the other day, she's like, what's the big thing you're working on? I said, patience for me is the thing that I always work on. So
peace of mind for me, but it's also impatient to take that away from me.
Surrender Experiment, along with some other books, has really given me a very interesting perspective on patience. So if you're attuned, if you can get behind what I just told you, right? So that phone ringing, we were in mid-flow, could have been irritating. Could have been like, who the fuck is calling? Just ruined a perfectly good cut.
Why did we shut that off?
Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
the whole thing,
Yeah.
right? No reaction. Maybe it's a message. Hey, go look at the camera. I'm a fast driver. You are a fast driver as well. Correct. Slow drivers annoy me, or have annoyed me, I should say, because it's just so different and it's
I'll take it up a notch. Slow people annoy you.
Slow people annoy me, yes.
Of all kinds.
So now, when I'm behind someone driving slow, my whole conversation has shifted. Like, I'm supposed to be driving slow right now.
Pay attention.
Yeah. Just I'm supposed to slow down right now. And I don't know if that means that there's, there have been times where a cop's been right ahead.
Right.
There have been times where deer are crossing the street. Whatever it is, I'm no longer resisting how life shows up. I'm no longer resisting the messages. I just believe that everything in life is a messenger. Every email, every video, every phone call, everything my kids say, I'm just open to it, and my glasses or filter that I see them through is, what's the message? What's life trying to tell me right now? Because I personally, and through this book, wholeheartedly believe that life is constantly communicating with us.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah.
We are just so head down, eyes closed in our fucking world that we just don't even listen.
Well, I think this is why meditation might be the practice that gives you the experience, because what you're saying is you're going into the body, you're going to increase your sensitivity to sensory input. Yeah. And there is clearly communicating all the time. Nature is communicating, magnetic fields of the planet are communicating, other people are communicating through their energy fields and etc. So when the sensitivity in the body goes up, your intuition, I imagine, what we call intuition, is just the things you feel in your body that you can interpret, that you're consciously aware of. Yeah. So it's like as that consciousness arises through the body and this observer starts gaining power over your conscious mind, which is really what's happening, like sitting more in the observant seat. That's why there's no reaction. You're like, I could react, or like watching the reaction, but not being part of the reaction. It's just insane how powerful that is. And I think that's why you're like, yeah, trust more. And I'm more aligned with life and all that kind of stuff. And I've been saying, you can work on anything through the vantage point of a relationship. Like Elon and I have a relationship to health, relationship to life, relationship to spouse, relationship to this, money, whatever. You can have a relationship to life, or it's another way, a relationship to God, right? Or a relationship to universe, whatever. Again, whatever work for you. They're all kind of interchangeable for me at this point. But it's like that relationship getting mended, which I've spent like 6 months being like, holy shit, this relationship has been not mended. And as much as I'm aligned with universe and believe in all this kind of scientific stuff, I'm like, whether or not that's true and like the truth of the universe, like there is a higher something that we can all like point out, whether it's just energy or whether it's like a personified person for you. But if that relationship isn't well, I look at anything in my life like, how does it work when my relationship is not well? Not well for me.
When you're not communicating also.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I don't, if I have something that I'm withholding information or I'm angry about with another person, like how's that relationship going? And that's what suddenly like clicked in for me. I'm like, wait, my relationship with God is like that. Like I'm upset about it from something that happened forever ago that hasn't been fixed, and I'm pretending like not talking about it is making the problem go away. That's just sweeping it under the carpet. And I'm like, that's not what I'm committed to at all with any relationship to anything in my entire life. I'm like, so why would maybe one of the most important relationships you can have to your maker, your creator, where you came from, your source, so again, whatever you want to call it, how dare I stand there and be like, that one's not important? I'm like, that's the source of my power.
So true.
Right? So it just became this like, no, guy, we're not doing that anymore.
So true. There's something about being present in meditation, and we actually started in our coaching group. So we have our Have It All community. We did a 30-day meditation challenge, meaning every day for 30 days, you meditate. It could be 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. It doesn't really matter. It's just every day. And we all as a group held each other accountable. And what's funny is that the people that resisted it the most on that first call, I don't have time, my kids, my this, my that, are the ones that are the most obsessed with it right now.
Yeah.
And so it just brings to to light, when accountability and group and all that stuff, it's just, you get shit done when that stuff happens. But to your point, I think when you meditate, you see the reaction coming from way back here.
Mm-hmm.
You just notice it's like a volcano slowly coming up, and because you notice it, you can do something about it. And what I've noticed is there's a couple of things. One, it's just like notice it and just let it be.
Mm-hmm.
Don't argue with it. Don't fight it. It's just a physiological reaction to whatever it is that's happening.
There's literally nothing you can actually do to alter it.
Nothing.
Like, you can't change it.
You can't cut it, chop it, bury it, do it.
And people use worry and things like that to pretend like they have some say or control. And it's like, that's not doing anything except for making you feel bad. There's no control in worry. You're not like warding things off. Like, if I just worry enough, like, it won't come to me. No, you're living your life as if it's already here when you're doing that. You're not like pushing it away.
Yeah. So I just want to give you guys this tool. I don't care what books you read, videos you watch, you train with us. It doesn't really matter. My urge to you, and this is going to be part of our rebrand. We're actually going to take people through this challenge because, people do no alcohol challenge for 30 days. You've heard me talk about it on podcasts. People do the no sugar or carbs or things like that for 30 days. I think they call or alcohol. They call it the whole diet. I'm telling you, do a 30-day meditation challenge. Get the Calm app. All of the people in our community really, really like that. And just do it. The change that you will experience in 30 days, I don't know what it will be for you, but it will be big. There's no way that you can do something like that for 30 days. And now I'm talking every day. Or you go back to 1, right? So you got to hit 30 days or you go back to 1. And if you want accountability, like, come join a community like this. But regardless, whether you do it with your friends, with your family, with whoever, do it because there's a shift that will happen that's so subtle that cannot be described in words. It will be a feeling. It will be something that happens. And now I've noticed in the group, people are just getting massive breakthroughs in areas of life that have been stuck for so long. And they're not doing consciously any work on it. It's just all the other stuff that you read and the videos that you watch. It's in there. It's in there. Trust me, your subconscious mind is way more powerful than you. If you just give it time to solve the problem. If you just go in there and ask the question and just let that thing fucking figure shit out, you'll get downloads and answers and things just... There's a reason this has been a tool for 5,000 years, and we're still using it, right?
I also think that you have to, the conscious mind, because of the way that it operates, is like shiny object syndrome. So when there's sounds or something negative happening, you can't help but look. It's like when a door closes behind you and slams, you're going to turn and look. You can't help that response.
Yeah.
As much as you can't help the response of the conscious mind when there's noise around you. I think part of why it's so powerful and to get into the subconscious and let it work for you is because you're quieting yourself and you're just sitting in quiet space, and it only arises in quiet space. I can't imagine to the degree of which I was able to wake it up during Vipassana, to get that experience with it. No way could it have happened while I was talking, while I was looking at people, while there was any form of communication happening, or while there was noise around me. No way.
Because you took out 10 days or 9 days of input.
Yeah. Oh,
no input.
Yeah.
For 9 days.
And it's just the elevation happens. So even if you're doing that at a micro scale, taking 15 minutes out of your day, 40 minutes out of your day, it easily increases as you do because you start enjoying it more and more. It's of course the insights are going to come. The insights were always there. You're going to the universal truth part of you, the part that's working exactly like the universe. It's once you go in, you start understanding things.
Yeah, you connect to your highest guidance system. And then all these, so you've heard me talk about it, but I meditate and then I spend the next hour or whatever time I have left reading. And I was saying to you that in the past, what's it been since May? So the past 2 months, basically, the shifts that I've gotten to, we were saying before how we kind of elevate at the same time, I just feel like I've reached a whole other level.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that in a way of people are below, I'm above. I'm just saying for me, the way my brain is functioning, the way that things are just connecting.
Manifestation powers.
The manifestation powers, the people that I've started attracting to my life is just, there's a shift. It's just a in reality shift.
Yeah.
So an analogy I tell people is if you're 300 pounds overweight and you were to eat a salad once or twice a week, randomly here and there, and the rest of the time you're doing exactly the same thing, I mean, it's great, but it's not really going to make any significant difference. The reason that there's these diets where you just cut out all sugar and all carbs is because in 30 days you need to just kind of like sharp right, turn the steering wheel and do that whole thing. So in meditation, I'm telling you, the compound effect of even 5 minutes a day, if you could dedicate 5 minutes a day for 30 days and just do that, the compound effect of that on your life, it's unimaginable. It's unimaginable. It's like if a 300-pound, you're basically waking up muscles and things that just you haven't used. They've just been in atrophy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't happen overnight. The process is going to be the way the process is for you. Don't judge it. There's no right way to do it. It just sit and be silent.
Yeah.
There's no, if voices are going to come, thoughts are going to be there. Sometimes you're going to cease it. Sometimes you're not.
It's really important if you're going to do this to not have an expectation that like meditation is to feel good.
Yeah.
It's not about feeling good or being present or anything like that. It's just allowing for whatever is there to be there.
Yeah.
So some days you're going to have sensations that you're like, wow, that's really pleasant. It's like a dopamine release. Other days it's going to feel like hot poker's on your ass. Like you really don't know what you're going to get. And it's not about like the hot poker day. That wasn't a good day. That's just what came up that day.
So you're saying it's like a box of chocolates.
Yeah. That's a whole different thing. We can the whole conversation just with that one line.
So, couple things. One, 100% pick up Michael Singer's The Surrender Experiment. Can't recommend it highly enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
and his Untethered Soul.
Untethered.
Both of his books are just terrific.
Both amazing.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, below this video, if you're watching this on video, or in the comment boxes on this page, just acknowledge yourself, raise your hand and say, I'm going to take this 30-day meditation challenge. Where can they go though? I'm trying to think of a place where we can kind of get a community of people that say they want to do this 30-day challenge.
Oh, like in a public group?
Yeah, where can we?
So we can put our SatoriPrime public group and we can actually make an announcement in there that we're doing a 30-day meditation challenge and just have everyone join in.
Oh, it's SatoriPrime Marketing and like on Facebook.
Yeah. We have like a Facebook group that's public.
Let's do that.
It's 2,000
Let's
members.
do that.
So anybody can join it for free. You can do meditation. They can just say, hey, like I'll create a post. I'll say if you're in, comment here, and you just say, yeah, I'm in. So we'll have the link for the group down there.
And then you guys can connect and maybe find an accountability partner that you want to connect with.
Absolutely.
Or every day, what we've done is every day you have to come back to the group and you have to post that you've done your day. Right. And you just count, like day one, I did this, day two.
Yeah.
And insights, today was really difficult. Today was really this. It just, something that there's this other group that's going to be playing the same game with you, keeping yourself accountable. I promise you that at the end of 30 days, your life will not be the same.
Sure.
I don't know what that journey will be like for you, but if we can be a catalyst to have that kind of shift in your life, that's what we're all about. So I want to end it with that. And then the other thing I want to obviously let you guys know, if you don't know this already, is November 3rd through the 5th in San Diego is going to be the Have It All Experience number 2, second time. And if you didn't catch my live video, we're doing something absolutely insane and giving this event away for free. Now, to put things in perspective, we charged $700 for the first event. It was a single day, or like a day and a half, let's say. This one is 2.5 days, and you get it for free. We were going to charge $1,000. It's free. The only thing you have to do is you pay $297 to save your seat, so that way we know how many seats we actually need to fill. And at the event, we will give you a form, and you will just fill it out, and we will send you back the $297. If you want to bring a friend, we'll make it even sweeter. It's $500 to save 2 seats. Again, you will get the entire $500 back.
Or a spouse, if you want them there.
Yeah, whatever.
A friendly spouse.
Idea being, our goal is by 2020 to impact 100 million people. We realized if we're filling rooms with 30 people at a time that can afford $1,000, it's going to take us a long time. And so I don't know if this will work. This is a surrender experiment for us of sorts.
Well said, sir.
Right? It really is. But it's something that we heard, we felt compelled, and we thought, you know what?
Like that.
This feels right.
Yep.
Let's just try it. And we know that we're going to fill the room with amazing people, and we'd love to have you there. So November 3rd through the 5th. And to do that, you just have to go to youwillhaveitall.com/live, and you can go save your seat. Every single person that signs up will get a personal video from me. And we're really looking forward to sharing this kind of conversation and information and tools and distinctions with you, so you can actually live your life not by accident, but on purpose.
Very intentionally. And I can only imagine what lessons we'll learn between now and then that we'll bring to this program.
Yeah, and I promise you, as soon as you register, your life will start changing.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a lot of cool bonuses for you guys, and get in there. It's going to be an amazing event, and I love this talk. And again,
Happy 5.
Happy 5. I think it deserves more than that, to be honest.
To
50 more?
To 50 more, yeah.
It's been a surreal experiment for us, an experience.
The SatoriPrime experiment. We could write a book.
And honestly, the Satori experiment, and I'm sure many people could. And for those of you guys who've been with us on the ride for a while and are our fans, we love you so much, and you probably know us personally, so we're looking at you. Thank you so much for believing in us and what we're doing, and it pushes us every day not to just impact more people, but to become better people, to continue to serve you. And we're just really excited about the future. I think we're kind of in this limbo state all the time of we're just getting going. And we just feel like we're getting going, and we're just so excited about this rebrand that's happening right now, and the message we're going to bring to market, and how that's going to centralize who we are. And if you're feeling moved by what we're up to, and you understand this vision, this mission, what we're about, and you've had our training, you've been affected by it, we would love to have a conversation with you about how you can play a bigger role in helping us impact more people and what that could look like. So feel free to personal message either one of us and say, hey, I'd like to have a conversation with you about being part of this mission. Guys, we're here for global transformation. We're here to impact and make a better world, and just bring relationships and love and health and all these things back into integrity in a way that's super meaningful for people and really makes a difference for not just them, but everybody they come in contact with. And for us, it's 100 million people. Yeah, personally, maybe that's possible, and we really believe that is. Not even maybe, we know that that's possible, but it's going to happen from
our community, this tribe.
Yeah, exactly. You sharing your transformation, you sharing what you're learning, and whether it's coming from us or other resources, we don't give a shit. We just know that there's a world that can be built that offers compassion and love and unity, and this is not some hippie fucking neo shit. This is it's real and possible and practical and impractical, and all of it.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's good though. But you're feeling it in the moment.
I'm feeling the hippie
feeling it. So guys, we love you, and we want the best for you and for our kids and their kids and all that kind of stuff. And we really are humbled by you guys who keep giving us all this amazing feedback. And we know that you have the capacity to be absolutely amazing and wonderful, and we hope that you pursue that path yourself.
Love you all. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah,
so that was just a little taste of what's been happening with us here in the recent days. Again, just to recap a few things. One, the book that we've been talking about is by Michael Singer, called The Surrender Experiment. Highly, highly recommend that book. Second, Meditation Challenge. We'll leave the link below the video. All you have to do is head over to our SatoriPrime Marketing and Mindset group on Facebook. It's a closed group. You can head on in there, ask to be accepted. We'll accept you, and then just sign under the part where we take the 30-day meditation challenge and start working with us and with the people in the community. And then lastly, as we just spoke, if you head over to youwillhaveitall.com/live, you can find out all the information you need about our live event coming up in November, and make sure you grab your seat and save it now. Like I said, the event is free, so All you have to do is put down a $297 deposit to save your seat, which you will get back in its entirety at the event itself. But again, those spots are going to fill up very, very quickly. So if you know it's something that you want to do, make sure you go and you do that right now. Again, you will have it all.com/live. Love you all. Thank you for being part of our community, and can't wait to see you at one of our live events or in our coaching programs. Have an amazing day.